This stick is actually a little bit, it's legal for level C, little bit illegal for the other two levels. All right, now we move up to 5th and 6th grade, 7th and 8th grade, which is level A we play in this league. We do not play a level B. So we move up to level A. Now what does that tell us about the women's lacrosse stick? It must be a regulation size, a regulation pocket. What is regulation size? The minimum is 35.5 inches from here to here. The maximum is 43 3/4 inches from here to here. These sticks usually come about 43 3/4 inches. This stick was never altered. This stick is 43 inches. What do we talk about the pocket? When I put the ball in and I have pressure, the umpire must be able to move the ball freely in the pocket and be able to see the ball on the top of the pocket. All right? This stick is a nice regulation women's lacrosse stick. I can move the ball. Now, when your players come to you and they're going to have a stick that they just bought at the sports store if they've never played before, it's going to be a tennis racket. Because they come and they're all, you know, unless you have something like this that has already a fancy fit pocket, they're all going to be very tight. What you want to do is before the season starts, you kind of want to have a before you get on the field kind of thing, have them bring their sticks, have them make sure that, especially at the 3-4 level, that the pocket is nice and low so that they have a better chance of catching the ball. And you want to make sure that at the 5-6 level, 7th, 8th level, that the pocket is not too low, especially every third grade or fourth grade moving up to 5th grade, the pocket might be low. You might want to get that tightened. All right? Now we're going to move to the goalkeeper stick. This is a standard goalkeeper stick. This stick is actually legal, very legal. It's 48 inches. This is the longest the goalkeeper stick can be. You're going to buy goalkeeper sticks. They're going to be 52 to 54 inches. You're going to know right away because it's going to be taller than you almost. All right, so what you want to do is you want to measure it from here to here, measure out. 48 inches long is probably for a goalie that's about 5'5", 5'6", and above. All right, if you have a goalie that's 5 foot or 11, a 48-inch goal stick they're not going to be able to handle. So again, you want to get your goalies or get a compromise between your two-size goalies and measure the stick so that they can handle it, because you want the goalie to be able to do all kinds of goalie moves, and if their stick is too long, they're not going to be able to do it. Right? And it's also a very heavy piece of equipment to carry around if it's too big. But the maximum is 48 inches. So if you come to a game and your goalie does not have a 48-inch goalie stick, if you just took the goalie stick off the shelf and handed it to them and it's 52 inches, they are not going to be able to play with that stick. End of story. Women's lacrosse, first of all, you don't need a goalie to play. It's not one of the required positions. And your goalie does not need to have a goalie stick when she plays. She can play with a field stick. Not a very comfortable position to put your goalie in. We would recommend that you wouldn't even play with a goalie that day if your goalie did not have a proper goalie stick, because you don't want anybody getting hurt. All right? All right. Now, the next thing is your mouth guard. Everybody, all players, whether they're goalies, field players, anybody on that field has to wear a mouth guard. Now I have your garden variety 99-cent mouth guard that actually was made for my mouth. I hate this thing. It's the most uncomfortable thing I've ever had to wear in my whole entire life. It's horrible. You go out and you buy your daughter a what? Between a 75, 100, like my son, you have a $250 stick, right? Then you go out and say, oh, that's okay, I'll just buy you the 99-cent mouth guard. Go mold that and put that in your mouth and be very comfortable. Life goes on. Meanwhile, you're spending $3,000, $4,000 on their braces. All right? This is a product. It's Defender mouth guard. I actually left some brochures up there. This one actually was made for me. Has my name on it, my phone number, so if I leave it somewhere. But what's nice about this is I can put it in and I can talk with it. It's very comfortable. I don't mind having this in my mouth right now. Getting out is difficult. That's a good thing, because when you're playing in the field, and you don't have a properly fitted mouth guard, and you're chewing on your mouth guard and using it as a chew toy and all that stuff, first of all, it's a foul, and second of all, above everything, it's a safety issue, because if you don't have a properly fitted mouth guard in your mouth, you get hit in the head, you have a much more likely chance of getting concussion. This little piece of plastic is probably your best defense against concussions. And if everybody's been reading all the news and hype about concussions these days, it's a very real problem in all sports, in all youth sports. So anything you do, rent it. If they do have this mouth guard, make sure you have a mouth guard molded party. This mouth guard is custom molded. They will have a kit sent to their house, and everything, all the instructions with a DVD. It's very easy to do. If I could do it, anybody can do it. All right, but if you do find these mouth guards, make sure you have a mouth guard molded party when you have your stick stringing party. All right, so that they do have a proper fitted mouth guard. You can cut it on the sides, but remember, to comply with the U.S. Lacrosse rules, the mouth guard has to cover up into their molars. And it's got to be in, properly fitted, and it has to be colored. You notice these are all colored. A clear or white mouth guard is illegal. They probably don't make many of them anymore, because I think in all sports they're illegal now. But some orthodontists might not have gotten a memo. So if you have a kid who's going to go to your orthodontist and have a mouth guard made, make sure you tell them that it needs to be colored. Some color has to be thrown in there. All right, the next piece of equipment you want, and don't laugh at my old-fashioned goggles, but these were bought when my daughter first started playing lacrosse, when goggles first started. All right, it's goggles. All right, now they have all kinds of cool wired mesh ones, and they have all kinds of lines. Most goggles are ASTM certified. You want to go on to uslacrosse.org again. There's a whole list of goggles that are not. Probably if they're buying them in a sports store, they are ASTM certified. But just check. It's on the box. It's not on the goggle. And why I'm telling you all to check this stuff is because you ultimately are responsible to verify that your players are properly equipped. So don't take their word for it. Make sure that you actually check their equipment and make sure that it is ASTM certified. Youth Lacrosse ASTM certification actually is a less velocity of a thrown ball than it is for high school. All right, now we're going to come talk about our goalie. The Drew goalie was nice enough to loan me her equipment. This is a goalie helmet. Now, since we don't wear helmets in women's lacrosse, you can buy helmets for your program, and this nice little flap that's on the bottom is awesome to have. If you don't have that, you don't have that kind of money to buy designated goalie helmets, you just have regular helmets, you can buy the flap that hangs off. Make sure it's the one that's wide, not the baseball one that just has that one thing. Make sure it covers the whole bottom of the neck. All right, goalie needs to play with a helmet and a separate throat protector. So the wraparound throat protector on their throat is no good. It's got to be a separate throat protector. All right, another thing a goalie needs to play with is a chest protector. Now this came from a nice college goaltender who's probably been playing goalie since she was probably 5th or 6th grade, maybe 7th or 8th grade. Do you notice there's not much protection here? You were going to buy your girls the armadillo chest protector that has shoulder flaps, that comes down, because when you use lacrosse you have to cover your pelvis, so either the chest protector is going to cover it, or you're going to buy them goalie pants, which unfortunately, since college goalies don't have to wear them, she doesn't have any. So you pop your goalie pants on, the goalie pants come up, they cover your pelvis, they cover your thighs, and this is all required equipment, so it's not something that, oh, well, maybe I'll just buy her. You have to have them. All right, and again, who's certifying that they have them on? You are. Something goes wrong, your problem. All right? She also is going to have gloves. They do make special goalie gloves. These, I'm guessing are not them. They look like regular field boys gloves, which is fine. Because again, the glove is going to help you protect on the speed of a shot. Goalie gloves are more expensive, but if your program can buy them, I'd advise you buy them. Get them in a couple different sizes if you have a couple different goalies. Goalies, as they get older, will tend to buy their own equipment, but at the younger age, the programs definitely supply the goalie equipment, so you should all have this on your hand in your coach's bags. All right? What else is missing